Hey everyone, and welcome to From Waterloo to the Alamo. My name is Traci Wilson, and I'm your host. And today we have Bill Schoen, who is the CEO of Oxbow Development Group. Bill, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm really excited to highlight what Oxbow Development Group does. Just kind of knowing the works and the projects y'all have done, y'all really take a unique spin on the development aspect of things. I know y'all really want to stay true to the area that you're developing in. You want to stay true to some of the buildings that you guys are recreating, which I think makes you kind of stand out in the crowd. As we'll discuss, I know y'all have some incredible things that y'all have already developed and put into play that have won, many accolades. But right now, I kind of want to talk about your background and how you became CEO of Oxbow Development Group.
By the way, thanks for those kind words.
Yes.
The way I became CEO of Oxbow is really kind of interesting. I was with another family office and handling acquisitions and development, and Silver Ventures and Kit Goldsberry in 1996 became partners with us in the development of the Westin Riverwalk Hotel downtown.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's really great. So you've done some really incredible things. You've been a part of some incredible things.
With Hickson, we did the Westin Riverwalk. We did Hotel Contessa. Mm-hmm. We did South Bank, which got a lot of action, which is Hard Rock Cafe, County Line, Paisanos, et cetera. And Silver Ventures was our financial partner on the Westin. And in 2001 or 2002, a real estate broker reached out to me and said, "Hey, come look at Pearl Brewery, and this might be a good acquisition for you guys at Hickson." And I went and looked at it and just went, "Oh my gosh, this thing has more hair on it. There's no way we would touch it." And about 6 months later, Kit Goldsberry with Silver Ventures reached out to me, because we were the real estate developers. Yeah. And he said, "Hey, I'm interested in the Pearl Brewery. Will you come look at it with me?" And I said, "Well, sure, Kit, but it's going to be a short conversation." I said, "I've seen it, been there, done that." And he goes, "Well, come." And so we met. And we met at the time, it was a huge asphalt parking lot and with a bunch of fallen down, crumbling old buildings in a really forgotten part of town. It flooded. It had horrible contamination issues with gasoline underneath, and asbestos and lead paint. Crime issues there was a property across the river that had gotten about 200 police calls a year. I outlined all this for him and said, "Okay, I've saved him from himself."
Right.
And then a couple of weeks later, he called up and said, "Hey, man, thank you so much for meeting me. I've put the property under contract." Now sit with that for a minute, because I was sitting there going, I tried to save him from this. I tried, and what did he not understand? And what occurred is it became real clear to me it was what I didn't understand. And because he had asked, he said, "Okay, you guys have the real estate expertise. We don't. Help us with entitlements and selective demolition and hazardous waste cleanup and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." And also, as part of that, we helped with some master planning and visioning. And it became real clear through that process, which lasted about 2 years, that, oh, wow, I now understand why he's doing this. This is not about real estate. This is about changing the city.
Hello, my name is Macias Braganza, General Sales Manager at Mack Hike Ford Lincoln, your #1 Ford dealer in Central Texas. We are here for all your automotive needs: Ford, Lincoln, pre-owns, all year makes and model. If we don't have it, we'll find it. You won't find anybody that will work as hard as I will to earn your business. Thank you for making us #1 in Austin, Texas.
As we got into that and deeper into it, it was like, oh my gosh. And I knew they needed somebody to lead this endeavor. And I was, at the time at Hickson, I was a shareholder. Mm-hmm. I was, it's a wonderful, absolutely wonderful family to work with. I mean, my life from a career perspective was secure. And here's this crazy idea with this crazy visionary. And it's like, okay, if anybody's going to screw that up, it needs to be me. And I want to share a story because it really was helpful to me. I have a really good friend out in West Texas, Marathon, Texas, named James Evans. James is a photographer, and he has a couple of coffee table books. You might have seen them. One of them's called Big Ben. One of them's called Crazy from the Heat. And little bitty elfin guy, but brilliant. And I was talking to him, and I said, James, I'm struggling with this thing. I have this incredibly secure position with a wonderful company, and then there's this crazy idea with this crazy visionary man, and I don't know what to do, because one is I was basically treating it like a math problem, where you write the positives and the negatives, and you decide which one wins.
Right.
And James paid me the biggest favor. He said, Billy, I came out to West Texas from New Jersey to create a photographic body of work that would be meaningful. I wanted to capture the essence of West Texas, the people, the landscape, the sky, the animals. He said, I just wanted that to be my legacy. And then he posed the question to me, what do you want your legacy to be? And it was then crystal clear. That was so helpful to me, because it was no longer a math problem. It was what do I want my legacy to be? And it shifted things for me in an instant. And so I went to them and said, hey guys, you guys need somebody to lead this endeavor, and it needs to be me.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so that's how I became part of Silver. Now, you'd asked a question, how did I become CEO of Oxbow?
Yeah.
That's a longer story. I've been with Silver for 20 years now. And as Pearl grew, and we had more and more employees, we had more and more lines of business. We have hospitality, restaurants, concert venues, et cetera. We have the real estate management, and I lead the development group. And so 3 years ago, we said, you know what, these are different businesses. They need to be different companies. And so each of us, Pearl, Potluck Hospitality, and Oxbow, we split out from Pearl/Silver Ventures. By the way, we're still owned by Silver.
Right.
But we're all separate companies. And that's when I became CEO of Oxbow.
Well, that is so interesting, Bill, just kind of seeing the progression of someone who had a vision, right? And taking some convincing. But, I think that was the start of something great, which is kind of what you've already outlined of how everything started. But you even mentioned you guys have so many different arms of the business. Y'all have created hospitality spaces, you've created parks and rec spaces, residential and commercial. But why don't we talk about the hospitality space?